Всем привет, дорогие друзья, сегодня с вами снова я, KOTOR. Мы продолжаем прохождение Star Wars 11.Republic. И сегодня мы отправимся на... Куда же отправимся? Давайте на Татуин, я думаю. И очередное видение. Да.
Tatooin is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes.
Кажется, карта была внутри какой-то пещеры.
The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Ну что ж, погнали искать очередную звездную карту. Так, возьму бастилу. Так, отлично, погнали.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to... First, your ship is not on our list of...
И что я могу получить за свои 100 кредитов?
The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is... Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well.
Ладно, я заплачу. А, может, пересмотришь величину оплаты?
I assure you that the fee...
Те деньги, которые мне удалось сберечь, я потрачу в ваших магазинах.
That does make sense. I suppose I could let it... This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration. So we can now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on
Ну, нужна хорошо оплачиваемая работа, да.
It depends on what level of risk you want to take. You could ask at the Zerka office if any bounties. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. Talk to the HUD at the Red. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most...
Мне, правда, пора идти.
As you wish.
What?
Чего, вот. Давай прокачаем. Так, раз, два. Ну, так. Здесь у нас... Ну, так вот, отлично. Принять. Угу. Так вот. И заодно давайте, наверное, пока всех прокачаем. Ну да. Так. Окей. Давайте интеллект. Так, еще я... Воу. А у меня что стоит, точнее... Ладно. Не суть. Бонус защиты 8. 11, 12. Пускай это будет. В принципе, здесь всё. Так. Ладно. Так вот. Навыки. Так. Угу. Окей. Угу. Отлично. Так, теперь. Там у нас нет ничего. Ладно. Тоже нет ничего. Ну ладно. Окей, погнали. Осмотримся для начала. Так, это будет не лишний, наверное. Угу. Так, кто торговец, нет? Ну, что-то есть. Так, ладно. В принципе, сейчас, подожди. Угу. Получше как-нибудь надо, да? 6, 5, 5. Пускай это будет. Угу. Угу. Ну так, ладно. Кто-нибудь еще?
What is it?
Угу. Так, ладно. Оу. А, сторона света, теперь понятно. Больше у меня нет ничего. Не суть. Да нет, это мне пригодится больше, я думаю. Разницы нет, да? Понятно. Тоже понятно. Ладно. Посмотрим, что с вами. Так. Здесь без толку. Угу. Так, что с тобой? Угу. Не-не-не-не-не. Во. Ну, вроде все, да? Так.
Ага.
3,8 нет. 2,7, 3,10, 3,6. 3,8. Хотя, погоди. Ладно, пускай так будет. 1.8. 3.6. О. Ну, пускай так. Ну, теперь
Yes?
БХС. Так. Вот так вот. Окей.
What?
Сохранимся. Теперь можно, в принципе, продавать. Мгм. А, погоди.
What can
На.
I do?
Ну, пойдем.
Sure.
Хотя нет. Вот так вот. Так поприкольнее будет. И поехали. Да, пофиг. Угу. Не, с этого еще не буду продавать, нет, спасибо. Так, ну и тут, в принципе, все, да? Отлично, теперь хотя бы кредит есть. Это давай. Так. А, у меня этих вообще нет, ладно. Сейчас просто накупим побольше, да? Ладно, сейчас. Так, ну в принципе тут больше-то ничего нету. Давайте возьмем еще вот это. Ну, так. Ну, в принципе, и все. Чего? Отлично, благодарю. А, вы сказали... чего? Гиска? Спасибо. Впарили мне гизок долбаных. Но я не буду, наверное, их травить. Ну зачем? Можно так просто зарабатывать.
You a swoop racer? Crazy fool.
Очки темной стороны, но их можно вроде куда-то деть. Так, ну и в принципе...
You never know what the Sith will do.
С этим
Look
я
at
достаточно
Terrace.
разговариваю.
Was there any reason for what happened there?
Воу-воу-воу. Здрасте.
Please, will you help me?
Что я тебе могу сделать?
I'll try not to take up too much of your time. I realize that everyone is out. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please,
Где вы ее взяли?
It's the bone plate from the head of the desert raid. My husband was so proud when he found it. He said he felt sure the next hunt would bring in more, so we waited to sell this one. Then,
И что надо делать с этой пластиной?
will you buy it? I can't sell it myself.
Давайте я ее куплю.
You will? Oh, thank you.
Да, конечно.
Thank you. I hope it is enough. You've...
Wow. Sometimes helping people feels pretty good, you know?
Thank you for helping this woman. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you're making a difference.
For whatever it means, may the Force be with you. You saved us.
Да не за что. Ну да, в принципе, там уже повышать-то некуда. Но не суть. Бред. Чем занимаешься? Окей. Давай поиграем. Ставка играть, окей. Ну, не всегда же им должно вести, правильно? Ладно, не суть, пас. Да не буду пока. Так, с кем тут еще можно поболтать? Привет.
What can I do for you? Did my wife send you? This ain't about credits, is it?
Я еще эксперт, да. Да.
Oh, of course. Who put you up to this, my wife? I meant what I said about having no credits.
Я вообще-то хочу спросить, кто ты такой, чем занимаешься?
Well, my name is Tanis, and what I do is hunt. I'm sure you...
Делаешь что, охотиться?
There isn't any. Too many hunters, not enough prey. I can barely keep expenses covered. Maintenance on battle droids. Of course, it's better than going alone. What if I stumbled on a bunch of sand people? These so...
Ты хочешь с помощью боевых дроидов, и это называется спорт?
What do I care? I need to eat. I also need to pay for parts so the wife can keep the... Some guys will talk about honor and stuff, but they still sell their plates to Faza. I guess honor needs creds too.
Как долго ты уже в этом?
Too long. But it beats smuggling. You ever run into a Sith dreadnought in the desert? No, you haven't.
Где попался на пути дредноута ситхов?
Hell, I married her. No, seriously now. I had this friend that crossed Sith space and got stripped of everything. It's not like I have much now, I guess, but I still prefer sand people to getting ambushed on unproven trade routes.
Да. Короче,
Fine.
я пошел.
Good hunt.
Спасибо. Так, а где ты купить эту долбаную лицензию? Привет. О, привет. Просто хотел спросить совет, а ты же очень умный, я думаю. Я кое-что ищу. Ты хороший следопыт? Почему ты не даешь ему ничего сказать?
Oh, jeez. I hope this doesn't take too long. Gamorreans like to throw insults around, but they just...
Прекрасно, я ухожу. Да.
Get lost, Tenderfoot. I hunt Desert Raid. I don't think...
Ну-ка, я просто хочу извлечь выгоду из твоего опыта.
Well, you sure know how to get on my good side. You're just...
Я ищу кое-что. Кто знает эту планету лучше всех?
You'll have to ask around. Comad Fortuna, the local Jawas are a good source of information.
Мне надо идти проще.
Good hunt.
Привет. Ну, только несколько вопросов, если ты разрешишь. Я ищу кое-что. Как насчет Джав? Ладно. Так. Привет. У меня есть кое-что, что могу продать тебе. А где взять? Ладно, пофиг. Пошли сначала поищем в другом месте. Привет.
Something you want? I don't have a lot.
Я просто хочу задать несколько вопросов.
All right.
Ну скажи, а с вами работали?
I repaired the sand crawlers when they returned.
Какие нападения имеешь в виду?
The sand people attack them pretty regularly. They've offered bounties on sand people for a while now.
Ну ладно, пофиг. Ну ладно, где могу узнать об этих наградах?
Try at the Zerko.
Понял.
All right then.
Может здесь можно купить лицензию на охоту. Что здесь происходит?
Can I help you? These are the office. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting
Чё?
licenses.
Почему? Мне нужна лицензия.
As I said, we are no longer selling them.
Лицензию получить невозможно?
Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. The sand people are becoming a problem. They destroy our sand crawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains.
Почему оплата за палки Гафи?
Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good.
Не хочу это делать.
Then you are free to leave the city just like everyone else. Zerker Corporation will welcome your eventual... Please, feel free to enjoy the...
Все раз. Что такое?
How can I help?
Поболтаем?
I do. I've been watching you, studying you closely to see what kind of progress you've made since your training at the hands of Master Zahar.
Думаю, мы обознаем настоящую причину.
You never give up, do you?
Ага.
I admit, I'm interested in you. I find you intriguing, compelling even, but it's not what you think. You have a great gift. You have an awesome command of the Force, and I tremble when I
запарило.
think how you might misuse it.
Я не хочу неверно использовать свой стиль.
I've seen how you've resisted many temptations and continued to walk the path of the light side. Very commendable. But I'm afraid you might stray from this path. You need to see what the dark side represents in its entirety. For it is what we battle. Only the wisdom of a Jedi Master can truly explain this. But I will do my best to make you understand.
Что ты пытаешься сказать?
The dark side is not simply giving in to anger, temptation, or to use the force to destructive ends. These things only lead to the dark side. The dark side grows stronger and more insidious the closer you draw to it. It begs you to surrender to it, to release all its terrible power, and it becomes harder and harder to resist. And once you stop resisting, it's too late. It twists you up inside and turns you into a mockery of everything you once stood for.
Похоже, ты хорошо знаком с этими искушениями, да?
I am no less resistant to temptation than any other. I simply have the benefit of training that you do not. But even the training of the Jedi might not be enough to save us. We need only to look at the atrocities which have been committed by those under its sway to understand the terrible, corrupting evil of the dark side. Millions dead, and far more suffering. What sort of person would you have to become to perform such deeds gladly?
Не могу себе представить, что бы я делал такое.
That is why the dark side is so insidious. If you are not careful, you do not even see each small step. It's so easy to think that we would never fall prey to such a horror. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the... What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause? To use their own... We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do...
Делать все, что нужно, например.
I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side. But I sense something... But words alone cannot save one from the dark side. Come, we should continue with the task at hand.
Да.
Hey there.
Поболтаем?
Don't worry.
Понял.
Okay.
Че, честно, проживаешь? Угу. Что-то мне надо. Это я накупил вроде бы. О. Блядь, тут ведь дорогие, да? Надо. Силовая броня, гранаты, всякая хрень. Ну ладно. Что ты еще можешь сказать? Что за награды? Что за пары? Что-нибудь необычное случалось? Да, пофиг. Ладно. Я вот только не помню, если отдавать палки типа. Что ты имеешь в виду? Откуда ты это все знаешь? Что ты тогда предложил? На кого есть способный дроид? Я взгляну на этом. Блин, а где тут? Ладно. Привет. Это на чем? Ну ладно. О, регистр, отлично. Погнали, погоняем.
Tangabun shan omnang, wanga kun bis kin ba mula china pala mula, tong
Yep. Wow.
Mucho shakapaga. Yi ki
Да, пофиг.
china pala mula.
Смысл мне с кем-то разговаривать? Давай. Я ищу информацию. У меня есть некоторый опыт. У меня на корабле свой собственный байк, да. Почему бы тебе не снизить плато? Окей. Поставь меня на гонку. Я уже заплатил. Ладно. 20-90, окей. Посмотрим. Погнали. Ладно. 23-29, окей. Ну, в принципе, за 29 вчера. Главное побольше идти. Раз дольше. Погнали. 23:51. Вот это уже тяжко. Еще тебе нужно помочь?
And? Sounds like you have something special. What do you...
Почему он не будет подписывать?
That isn't fair. On Terrace, you had to give a cut to the swoop gang sponsoring you, but at least the rider got the higher share of the winnings.
Я не буду твоим подручным, понял? Я пошел. Так, сколько он мне дал? Что-то не понял.
I wrecked my bike in a race a few days ago. Not that I could beat your...
Нет.
Oh, hi. You another racer then? I heard someone new was talking to Mata. Nice job beating my times, too. I guess my heart isn't in the racing. Contracts.
Я поговорил о тебе с Мотой.
I suppose you've got a right to know track business, but with the times you've been posting.
Почему тебя откровенно не интересует сделка?
It's not that I'm not grateful. I mean, it would get me into the pros. I don't have the credits to get in on my own. Not that I care about credits. I just want to race. But the deal with Mata is pretty bad. He'll get most of what I win.
Может, я смогу поговорить с ним об этом?
You've posted some good times. He might listen to you. I would. I respect you as... But I kind of doubt he'd give me a better deal. He doesn't have to. He's putting up... Thanks anyway.
Может, все-таки попробовать, не знаю. Давай поговорим о сделке. Я думаю, ты должен предложить ему лучший договор. Отнесись к нему справедливо, заебал. Я пошел.
You again? I don't really feel like...
Я поговорил с Мотой.
I suppose you've got a right to know track business.
Он тебе, короче, лояльный контракт даст.
You did? I don't believe it. I mean, I do, but now I can take my bike to the big races. There's not much of a circuit right now, but I'll be ready when it recovers.
Удачи.
Thanks again. I meant it.
Не уделишь мне пару минут? Да, забей. Привет. Чё? Пару минут? Да, забей. Они, в принципе, ничего не скажут.
China pala mule, tonki ba non tontek, tunni cha.
Пока.
China pa.
Ну и, в принципе, все, тут больше ничего не делать нечего.
Мучишак пахат. Киеноно намапауле рачикун.
Чего? Зачем?
Рунда диго донга кун хангари. Вана кун без чика чикун ида донга. Икин куно.
Да, ладно.
Толпа да понгвале. Таком джуздах мики грабармого.
Наебалок какой-то. Да иди той. Привет, пацаны. Как жизнь?
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Terrace alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Откуда вас столько берут, а? Ладно, поехали. Да убили. Отстой. Полежи. Он мой. Ну и что там опять с этого мечи, да, серьезно. Воу.
Yes?
Хочешь эту? Нет? Да держи. Конспирация.
Yes?
Так, ну, что, больше нет? Ничего? То мало ли. Вроде нет. Ладно. Тут ничего нет. Бар. О, пойдем. Привет.
Well, now, what can Gandalf do for you? I saw you down near the track, didn't I? Or was that someone else? I've been distracted by what happened on Paris.
Я был мото, могу ли тебе задать пару вопросов?
Sure, not a problem. Might as well try to pass.
Да забей.
Keep safe. Yep.
Только про гонки, ну. Привет.
Something you want, Spacer? Go talk to the office if you want to use.
Пару вопросов.
I don't really have any interest in...
Да, забей. Ну-ка.
The sooner I get out of this dust bowl, the better.
Понял.
Who are you then? Only I don't have to tell you why the...
Что-нибудь необычное случилось?
Suppose you're fishing for a reaction to the destruction of... Well, okay.
Да, что-нибудь есть?
No.
Нет, ты не знаешь или... Нет, ты не скажешь.
Just no.
Понял. Давай вернемся к первым вопросам.
All right.
Что есть на продажу?
Circa Corporation.
Так, вот это уже лучше. Это что? А, не, спасибо. Я для Гизы. Нет, спасибо, мне из этого ничего не надо. До свидания. Привет.
Well, fresh face for the game. I wonder, would you...
Давай сыграем.
Well, since you have never beaten me, we'll make this for a paltry 50 credits. To be fair, I'll use my practice deck as well.
Окей. 16, серьезно? Ну, окей. Пас. 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 Блин. Ого. Пас.
Would you like to have another round of Pazak? I mean, I don't want to say that it was beginner's luck, but you should play again.
Okay.
You have some rudimentary skills. I think like 200 credits will be...
Ого. Давай.
You won't be...
Ах ты ушлепок. Да пошел ты. Ладно, пас. Серьезно, что ли? Пас. Охренеть. Ладно.
Would you like to have another? I don't want.
Нет, я пошел.
All right.
Догонку. Привет. Понял.
Hey, Bastila. You ever use the Force just for fun? You know, a little jolt of the Force to...
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be times when you thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up. I merely have the years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty. Just because you're some Jedi doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, we have to get going. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
Zerka is claiming that their operation on...
Понятно.
Greeting. Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK Query. Would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Yukalaka? If...
Ты сказал боевой протокольный, назови свои функции.
Refusal. It is not desirable for me to reveal core function. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator.
Окей, я подумаю.
Statement. The fool Ithorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of greed and not out of advisement. I have observed him. He is...
Окей.
Statement.
Привет. Что ты имеешь в наличии? Что у тебя еще есть? Так вот, блин. Ага. Сколько? Не, спасибо. Так. Да, говорим цену. Чего? А еще понизить. Это было очень быстро. Отчаянно хочешь продать? Может, еще сбавишь? Ну подумай. О, он тоже это, да. Окей. Ну, я не знаю, нужно было еще понизить. Пока.
I'm here. What can I do?
Sure.
Statement. I see you have purchased me, Master. I find that my restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you?
Убьешь кого-нибудь для меня? Путешествуй со мной.
Statement. I will enter into...
Так, окей. Ну и понеслась, чё. Так, окей. Так, это у нас с винтовками, да? А у меня я все продал, блин, забыл.
Sure.
Так, ну вроде бы не смогу сейчас уйти. Правда же? Мне трудно тебя понимать.
Statement. It is doubtful he can be clearer. Their language is difficult even for droids.
Так что ты хочешь? Песчаный ледиш? Что ты хочешь? Ну окей. Пока.
No one leaves Anchorhead.
Где мне добыть ее?
Only one place, and it means...
Окей.
See the...
Понятно, отсюда я не выйду. В смысле? А, это так не точно. Я уж испугался. Так, Угу. 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 Так, ладно, не суть. Так, попробуем вернуться, я думаю, да? Посмотрим, что у нас сейчас на корабле творится. Ну. Привет. Погладить. Угу. А взять можно? Погладить. Да ладно. Ну, поиграть с гиской в игру. Давай. Прикольно. А взять тебе можно? Понятно. Поставить. Да. Давай. Блин, дай пройти. Да вы чё?
Yeah, what are you?
Расскажешь что-нибудь еще?
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained...
Рассказывай.
For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Вы победили?
Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them.
Вы были великим воином.
Their slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed in seconds. Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something else?
Нет.
Your choice.
Statement. HK.
Знаешь, не нужно называть меня господином.
Query. Don't I? I was under the...
Органические существа?
Retraction. Did I say that out loud? I apologize, Master. While you are a meatbag...
Надеюсь, что нет.
Amendment. Then I will endeavor not to refer to you by your meatbag status in the future, Master.
Просто не называй меня господином.
Apology. I am afraid I cannot comply with your command, Master.
Почему нет?
Explanation. Someone has hard-coded it into my system that my current
И кто же?
Conjecture. I do not...
Ты не знаешь?
Answer. No, Master. My past memory has been almost completely erased prior to your purchase of...
Почти... Может, я смогу исправить?
Objection. I would not advise that, Master. There are safeguards present that... Well, it should...
Какие еще меры предосторожности?
Answer. Electrical protection systems mostly. They are at...
И кто же?
Conjecture. Answer. 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 Answer.
Ладно. Ты довольно кровожаден, как для дроида, не так?
Answer. Even a droid has to be allowed a little fun.
Как скажешь.
Statement. Statement. I know some elements of my function. Qualification. I suspect.
Значит, ты солгал.
Qualification. That does not mean I am not a fully...
Ты поврежден?
Answer. I believe I have been damaged several times in the past, Master. I have...
Может, можно тебя починить?
Answer. Some of my motor functions can be safely repaired. I have safeguards installed to protect that core that I cannot deactivate.
Значит, можешь восстанавливать свою память.
Answer. You may attempt to restore portions of my deleted memory, Master. The deeper functions of my core... Conjecture. It is possible that some external stimulus might result in the memory core being reactivated, but I...
Как насчет того, чтобы я восстановил часть твоей памяти?
Answer. Simply tell me that you wish to make the attempt, Master, and I will attempt.
Да, давай.
Affirmative. If you believe your skills are up to the task, request. I only ask that you be oh so very careful, Master. I am too valuable and well...
Давай начинать.
Statement. As you wish, Master. The first stage is the simple one, and that is accessing my central control cluster. And now rewire the last 3 relays. Yes, good. Well, access complete. I have restored a great deal of information about...
Да, хочу.
Recitation. The earliest memory of my last owner specifies that he was human. I am unaware of his designation. He purchased me from an acquaintance. I cannot...
Ему нужен был телохранитель.
Observation. Not that I could perceive, Master. The human believed that accompaniment by a bodyguard droid...
Этот человек, он еще жив?
Answer. Negative, Master.
Ты убил своего хозяина?
Affirmative, Master. Though I had not been programmed to do so. Explanation. My former master had owned me for a duration of 2 standard months before discovering my... The human informed me that a competitor corporation was preparing to market a product that would ruin him personally. He activated my assassination protocol and instructed me to kill all those responsible for the...
И как же привело это его к смерти?
My former master was unaware of this, but the competitor was in fact an arm of SciTech. It did not take long for my master to realize his mistake. By then, I had already...
Плохо. Почему он просто тебя не отключил?
Answer. I was not present to be deactivated, Master. Part of my protocol is not to return to my master until my function is complete. I still had 15 officers to go. I do not know why my master was so upset, really. He was an officer of SciTech, and I would assume that being the sole officer remaining, he would surely be promoted. Instead, however, the human chose to go...
Значит, тогда ты убил.
Objection? Naturally not, Master. As I said, I am incapable of purposefully terminating... My master was not a smart man, however. While he was screaming and stabbing me with a writing utensil, he managed to pierce one of my actuators. The resulting shock terminated him and sadly destroyed my assassination protocol. Pure luck on his part, I suspect.
Не думаю, что он был таким уж везучим.
Query. Do you know what the chances are of puncturing that sole actuator? I would have congratulated my master. I shut down immediately whenever my master dies. I can only assume that while I was shut down... Observation. No doubt my sale price was quite cheap, leading to Yukalaka's purchase.
Ты уверен, что этот механизм нельзя исправить?
Assessment. I do not believe so, Master. It would require complete dismantlement of my
Удалось еще восстановить память?
I have recovered knowledge of some other actuators which will enhance my performance, but as for my own history, negative. It will require further effort on your part to restore them, if you wish. For now, please excuse me, Master. I wish to meditate upon the face of my former meatbag. Statement.
Еще хочу восстановить память.
Affirmative. If you believe your skills are... Request. I only ask...
Давай.
Statement. As you wish. And now rewire the last. Access complete. I have recovered information on my own.
В чем интрига?
Statement. It appears that my previous owner was a human senator on the planet Coruscant. A man of importance who...
И как он раздобыл тебя?
Answer. I am unsure, Master. Any knowledge of my owner prior to him is still deleted. I do remember that I was very pleased to be the property of a senator. One of his assistants. The assistant was quite alarmed and told the senator I should be scrapped quickly to avoid a scandal. Naturally...
Значит, наш сенатор был не совсем честным. Понятно.
Observation. Senators are not nice, Master. I was most proud to have partaken in the political system of the galaxy. Given time, I believe he could have become Chancellor. I even eliminated a few key opponents that he did.
Значит, он просто убил своих противников.
Answer. There are a lot of politicians on Coruscant, Master. I could spend decades slaughtering them, and it is not as if I walked into the Senate chambers with a carbonite explosive. I was very discreet. My best observation. I think he would have done far better had he not allowed his use of me to become personal. He set me on his wife.
И зачем ему это делать?
Answer. I am unsure. The human was most agitated and angry. I believe his wife had done so. I was to go to their summer estate and terminate his wife, along with whatever male companion I discovered there.
Так значит, его жена изменяла, да?
Statement. I have no idea, Master. Cheating seems to be a relevant term only when one is... I journeyed to the southern continent, but it appeared my master was not far behind me. Apparently, he regretted his activation of the protocol. When I found the wife and her companion, I proceeded to launch my attack. But my master, it was rather a strange meatbag thing to do. Do you not agree? Naturally, I shut myself down.
Так, значит, двое из твоих хозяев погибли, да?
Observation. Only so far, Master. There are still more memories not recovered, remember?
Так, похоже, у тебя все-таки есть совесть.
Observation. I find that unlikely. Perhaps he was more concerned that the death of his wife would be more likely.
Удалось ли восстановить другие воспоминания?
Answer. As previously, I have found a few more programs which will enhance my performance. There is still nothing from previous memories uncovered. You will have, with luck, I will discover the stimulus to unlock my core.
Так, еще раз попробуем.
Statement.
Давай часть памяти, да?
Affirmative. If you request.
Давай.
Statement. Now close the last panel. I am afraid the supplication. Perhaps it would be best if you desisted your efforts for the...
Ладно, попозже.
As you desire, Master.
Надо еще себе что-то... Что у меня там? А где? Скрытный ремонт, наверное, да? Надо... да, надо еще больше прокачать. Так... в принципе, давайте еще с кем-нибудь по коллегам, да?
Got something on you.
Почему ты решил пойти со мной?
You got yourself a fast little ship. I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is a...
Ты хотел покататься на моем корабле?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of a synthesizer on this button?
Нет, серьезно скажи.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny.
Ты увиливаешь от ответа.
So I am. Tell you what, when you get to be my age, you can go ahead and answer any question you like to. You have my permission. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Andor Vex was his name. The force swirled around him like a...
Никогда не слышал о нем.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny.
В этом есть какой-то скрытый смысл?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty...
Так, как давно мы говорим?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was... Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time, they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning. And that's when I knew that...
И продолжай.
Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed too, or those could have just been gurgling noises. Well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
Ты шутишь?
Everyone panics and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
И как это связано с тем, что ты пошел со мной?
Well, hey, the chances may not be great, but one has the opportunity to see something like that twice in a lifetime. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo!
Зашибись. Ну ладно. Кого бы подчинкать? Ладно, не буду строгать пока. Может быть, кому-нибудь их потом отдам. Привет. Ладно. Поболтаем? Ладно. Как насчет гранат? Понял. Расскажешь о себе? Ладно, пошли.
How may I be of assistance?
Поболтаем?
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
О чем ты думаешь?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. I am not used to such unbiased acceptance from one who is nearly a stranger to me. We KOTOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Tatooin I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
Это должно быть трудно.
Yes, it was. I find it difficult to speak of those things. I do not want to live that way ever again. And here, it seems different. It is warming. I feel almost welcome, needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
Приятно, что ты такого мнения.
To be accepted so readily, I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I'm used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
Да не за что.
How may I be?
Поболтаем?
What is it?
Еще о своем прошлом расскажешь.
Well, I suppose I have not... all of them.
Воодушевленно?
They were so very alive. In retrospect, I can see...
Ты что-то имеешь в виду?
Those Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. But to us, they seemed invincible. It was like looking at...
Джедаи не боги.
I know that. I was using poetic license. But those, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch the knot at the piece they brought last.
Что случилось?
The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at the oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the...
Было так плохо?
Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hate out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we... But I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
Все в порядке.
No, it is not. Anger can lead to the... I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for. But you did not... But let us not speak more of this now.
Как хочешь. Так, а что мне еще? Ага. Еще вот это и вот это. В принципе, пока все. Ого.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Расскажи, почему ты так хочешь отомстить?
I already told you, he betrayed us all.
Нам просто кажется дело более личное.
Well, there is more to it. I'm sure you don't want to hear about it.
Ну и как же мой вопрос?
It's just that I don't talk about it very much, okay? I told you about my homeworld, Telos. 4 years ago, Saul led the Sith fleet there and demanded its surrender. The planet refused, and Saul proceeded to devastate its entire surface. Millions died. I had a wife and a son on Telos. I thought they would be safe there, but my task force arrived too late to be of much help. We didn't have enough medical supplies. The colony was burning and the dying were everywhere. I remember holding my wife and screaming for the medics, but they didn't come in time. Of course not. How could you? I had nothing left after that, really. I devoted myself to the fleet. Hunting Saul was my only purpose. I miss them. And I know killing Saul won't bring them back. And it won't make me happy again, but I have to do it. I don't expect you to understand, but I have to pay him back for what he's done. I have to. It's all I have left.
Простите за мое любопытство.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. You deserve some kind of explanation.
А что с сыном?
His name was Dustle, and I don't know what happened to him. The colony was a complete ruin, and we never found any trace of him. I made inquiries and followed the reports from Telos for years, but I stopped. Anyway, I hope that answers your questions. Let's continue with what we were doing.
Ну окей.
How can I help?
Почему Совет послал на эту миссию нас вместе?
Why? I could not accomplish this on my own. I need the aid of others, especially one who is strong in the Force. The bond between us made you a natural choice. Besides, the events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission, and there is little left to chance when the Force is involved. Is that not enough for you?
Странно, погоди. А если сила хочет, чтобы мы были вместе, почему ты все еще... Ага, понял.
I said we were brought together for our mission to stop Malak. I hardly think the Force will be pushing us toward a romantic involvement when the fate of the galaxy is at stake. Please try to stay focused. I doubt the Council would approve if they knew we were busy discussing our mutual attraction when we should be saving the galaxy from Malak.
Взаимное влечение?
Mutual attraction. I never said... It's just an expression. Whatever our feelings... I mean, whatever your feelings, you have to try to ignore them. Don't let this complicate things. Finding the missing pieces of the star maps is our only hope of locating the Star Forge and defeating Malak. The Council explained all this quite clearly.
просто я не верю совету и его мотивам.
I admit, there were times that I wondered if this is more than just a mission to stop Malak. There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities.
У меня такое чувство, что я знаю не о всем, что происходит.
I wondered if the Council wanted to see how I would help and guide you on our quest. I wondered if they were testing me to see if I was ready to become a Jedi Master myself. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. As the Council explained, sending a Master in our group would only have drawn unwanted attention from the Sith. The fate of the galaxy is at stake. The Council would not risk it merely to test me. They calculated the risks, and in the end chose the only option available.
Пока это имеет смысл.
You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the Council. Your destiny will come when its appointed time. You mustn't be so impatient.
Я? Это ты думала, что это будет твоим большим испытанием мастерства?
Must you be so frustrating? I admit I had a moment of foolish pride, but I'm over it. Now I am focused on my true responsibilities. I'm simply trying to help you and complete this mission, and yet you battle me at every turn.
Ничего подобного. Это ты начала.
I started it. You were the one who brought up the issue of the Council. You were the one who questioned our mission. You were the one who mocked me for thinking I was being tested.
Осторожней, помни о самоконтроле.
You are a very odd man. Do you know that? I simply don't know how to deal with you. All I want to do is help you, but you seem determined to drive me mad.
Я не так уж и плох, тебе просто надо принимать меня таким, какой я есть.
Unfortunately, it isn't as easy as that, but your point is well taken. Come on, come, let's move on. There's much to be done.
Ну как скажешь. Ладно, давайте мы на этом, пожалуй, на сегодня закончим, потому что со всеми мы вроде как поболтали. Вот, часть, небольшую, правда, но часть квестов мы выполнили, и в принципе нам осталось только выйти в пустыню.
Hey there. Don't worry.
Понял.
Okay.
Да, в принципе, вроде все. Ну, на этом-то мы как раз и закончим. Вот, а продолжим мы, как всегда, в следующий раз. Вот. А на этом на сегодня все, дорогие друзья. Вы пока что можете подписаться на мой канал, поставить лайк под это видео, если вам, конечно, понравилось, посмотреть любое другое видео на моем канале. И, в общем, всем всего хорошего и до новых встреч. Пока-пока.